Hi, my name's Allie Hypes, and today I'll be presenting on the case of lead poisoning in Kabwe, Zambia. I have chosen to use photography by Larry Price that appeared in the Guardian article, The Heavy Legacy of Lead in the World's Most Toxic Town. I think his lens into the tragedy of Kabwe portrays the gravity of pollution's impact on health with a level of reverence we could all stand to learn from. The objectives of this presentation are to learn about the history of lead in Kabwe, understand the impact of lead on health, see the array of data from 2003 to 2016 on lead poisoning in Kabwe, know the efforts made to remediate the lead poisoning, and identify key problems which interventions must address in the future. The table of contents are as follows. To begin, let's get to know Kabwe. It's the second largest city in Zambia, just north of the capital Lusaka and at the edge of the Copper Belt. The Copper Belt is a region in Central Africa with rich natural deposits of copper and other profitable ore like lead. This area has been the site of some of the most expansive industrial history in Africa. Kabwe's history with lead is characterized by colonization and poverty. From 1929 to 1974, the British mining company Anglo-American mined lead and zinc in Kabwe. Following Zambia's independence in 1964, the mine was transferred to the Zambia Consolidated Copper Mining Company, or ZCCM, in 1974. By the 90s, lead prices were declining globally, and the mine became less and less profitable and was ultimately decommissioned by 1994. Despite its history as a booming mining town, Kabwe remains an incredibly poor area, and although the mines are officially closed, the town's poverty drives citizens to resort to scavenging abandoned mines and quarry sites, sorting through the leftover tailings to sell. Black Mountain, a popular site for artisanal mining, is a 6.5 million ton slag heap left over from mining and smelting. Pictures of this can be seen here and in the first slide. Pure Earth, an environmental health nonprofit, regards Kabwe as having the most severe lead contamination of any site their organization has seen in its 20 years of pollution cleanup. Wind that stirs up the dust from the open mine sites and daily unauthorized digging blows lead particles into the homes and schools around Kabwe. Rain has leached the lead into the soil, polluting crops and even farm animals that graze polluted areas. Children play in the dirt, and without running water, residents drink and bathe in natural bodies of water, which are also contaminated by the lead. Children in Kabwe have 20 times more lead in their blood than those in Flint at the height of the water crisis. According to the UN, Kabwe is one of the world's top 50 sacrificial zones. These are communities where residents live near the most intensely polluting and dangerous facilities in the world. Human Rights Watch has found that as of 2019, remaining exposed waste piles have yet to be cleared or closed. The Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry established criteria for lead poisoning, which states that there is no safe level of lead in the blood. The advisory level for blood lead levels is 5 micrograms of lead per deciliter of blood, and medical treatment is recommended for those with blood lead levels above 45 micrograms per deciliter. Children absorb 4 times as much lead as adults because their brain and bodies are still developing, and are also at higher risk of poisoning because they have a higher chance of ingestion due to hand-to-mouth activity. Lead is a powerful neurotoxin, causing stunted cognitive development or disabilities, as well as seizures, anemia, liver and kidney damage, coma and convulsions, and even death. Lead also increases the risk of miscarriage and can be transmitted through both placenta and breast milk. Because of a lack of consistent health data on lead poisoning around Kabwe, we don't know how many have died due to the pollution. However, we do have studies. The data I will show you are from 4 studies between 2003 and 2016. On this slide, you can see a variety of data on blood lead levels in towns around the mine in Kabwe. Data from studies done in 2006 by the Copper Belt Environmental Project and in 2012 by Hokkaido University are seen in the top 2 graphs, as well as data from a study done by the University of Zambia in 2015 seen in the pie chart. As you can see, blood lead levels in children under 7 across Kabwe are severely elevated, ranging from as low as 5 micrograms per deciliter to over 400 micrograms per deciliter. As the pie chart displays, the 2015 study found that 3 townships in Kabwe had very high numbers of blood lead levels above 65 micrograms per deciliter for children under 7. Choa, in blue, had 18%, Makululu had 25%, and Kasanda had 57% of children under 7 with blood lead levels above 65, a level where medical treatment is highly recommended. The EPA defines lead-contaminated soil as at or above 400 parts per million. Data here indicates soil lead concentrations around Kabwe as high as 15 times more than the EPA contamination level. The townships surrounding the mine were tested in 2006 and 2014 by separate studies. The map on the left is from the study conducted by Hokkaido University that provides a helpful picture of how close these towns are to the mine. The difference in soil lead levels is said to be the result of an improvement in the technology measuring the levels, but the data nonetheless shows how incredibly toxic the land is around Kabwe. As of 2018, little improvement has been made, despite the World Bank's $65 million cleanup project, whose sites you can see on the map here. Cleanup is slow, and health facilities remain without resources to test and treat lead poisoning. However, action is being taken. Although action lawsuits are not allowed in Zambia, the South African court is deciding whether to proceed in the 100,000-person suit against Anglo-American Mining Company for the pollution and poisoning in Kabwe. In addition, President Hichilema established a new environmental committee dedicated to cleaning Kabwe in March of 2022. Moving forward, Kabwe needs interventions to address 5 major impediments to resolving the lead poisoning. 1. Stop artisanal mining by supporting the local economy and providing employment opportunities to the community. 2. Implement a data system for health facilities to record and track lead poisoning. 3. Provide health facilities chelation therapy equipment and lead poisoning testing kits. 4. Close smelting factories to stop air pollution. And 5. Clean up and close off mining sites, including slag heaps and tailings, to stop lead pollution from the source. Thank you for listening.